today, and this is today is 14th of June 2018. Thank you for the wonderful response that you guys gave to my RSI indicator, YouTube video yesterday. So I do plan to continue today on the same topic, and I've just made it a little different. My most reliable indicator, RSI, right? If you know this indicator, you can really have more profitable trades, right? So I'm going to continue and again take you to the live market and show you something happening live. All right, and this is NTPC. This I've put NTPC. If you want to trade in intraday, just look at it. Right now it has crossed, RSI has just crossed, and see the momentum. And as I told you yesterday, RSI is a momentum indicator, right? Just right now, it's a 15 minutes time frame. You can see the time frame is 15 minutes, and just right now RSI has crossed a barrier of 40, and see how this is heading up nicely, right? It's right here in front of your eyes. Like somebody asked, show the live trading. So here is the live trading. You can see this happening right here. The 40 RSI has been crossed, right? And see how the stock is heading up, and the time frame I've taken here is 15 minutes, right? So this is how RSI matters a lot. I am holding it since morning. I have its call. I've taken its 160 call, when it was just here about to bend, and expecting that it'll enter. I entered into it. See here somewhere, NTPC call, right? You can see NTPC call. So I am into this call, not the call. I would like to show you. Even a call is about to have the entry towards 40, RSI towards 40. So what I have done, what I want to show you here, that how the momentum comes. This is the live market. I've been tracking it. I've been waiting, of course, in anticipation only. I entered at this point, roughly at about 11 hours. So I entered, and I should have waited for 40 to cross, but just now I was sure that this is going to, a lot of other factors I have combined, and that is why how I knew that this is going to give me a momentum. And right now it has given me the momentum, and the stock has just started moving. So let's just redefine our, how do we enter into stocks? So suppose you want to trade for a long term, you're an investor, you want to invest in stocks. So the time frame for you can be weekly, can be daily. These are the two time frames you will work upon. And if you are let's say intraday trader, then your time frame could be 5 minutes or it could be 15 minutes. 5 minutes is too short a time period. I don't work in 5 minutes, because something may happen in 5 minutes and then it may change again very fast. So I don't trust 5 minutes much. My time frame always remains 15 minutes, right? I always trade in 15 minutes, even if it is intraday. So right here, when this candle was forming and the RSI was very close, of course, I'm telling you just one parameter of many parameters and many things that I watch, that I look into for intraday trade. This is live in front of your eyes right now, right here happening, right? But how do you filter out this stock? How do you reach to this stock? How do you know that this is the one which is about to cross a border of 40? That is the main question. That is the main, that is how that is what is most important thing. So let me take you to some investing stocks, like where you can really have good money every time you see something happening. Let's say 𝐺𝐵 is one of my very favorite stock, right? So let's say we go to its 1 hour time frame, right? You go to 1 hour time frame, or you can go to its 1 day time frame. 1 day time frame is also very good. So see, whenever you see a clear crossing of RSI here, we'll take a pen. So somewhere here RSI crossed, then again RSI crossed, then again RSI crossed. Of course, there are many other parameters that I will see before I enter, but this is one thing that I'm telling you. See, we had the buying at this point, right? but then there are a lot of obstacles, so I probably will not enter. I mean, I look for a very, very clear trend. I cannot enter when I see a lot of obstacles on my head. So let's look into flips carbon, right? This could be another stock for one day. Make it 1 hour if you're, like if you want short term duration. See here, this is where the stock crossed 60, right? When the stock crossed 60, you had an entry, right? And see the upward journey. And when the stock came below 60, when the stock came below 60, then what you can see here, between 60 and 40, there's nothing much that the stock was doing. Let me take up a pen. So here is 60. It came below 60 and still it is, I mean, it's not doing anything. It's just not moving, right? It is just not moving. It's not going down. It did plan to go down, touch the 40, bounced back, right? So there could be buying coming into this stock, but not right now. Not right now. Right now, it is doing nothing. So, like, what is our mindset when we are in the market? We have a capital, let's say a lakh of rupees or 2 lakh rupees, so we would like to maximize our return. So we have to switch our positions fast, switch our positions really fast to be able to get the maximum benefit out of it. So how do you enter, how do you exit? So whenever you see, the stock going above 40, that's one entry point, or when it crosses quickly above 60, that's your second point of entry. Suppose you missed entry at this point. Suppose you missed the entry at this point, right? Then your entry will come out at this point, right? Both of them are your entry. An exit is going to be at this point, and between this, you will do nothing, right? This part, you will be doing nothing. It is just going to be going horizontal. All right. So you have to rotate your capital in such a way that whenever there is a breakout coming, you enter into a stock, and whenever the stock is getting exhausted, there are many ways that I teach by which you get to know how whether the stock is getting exhausted or the stock has still got the steam left in it. So you will figure out from there whether the stock will still head up or not, right? And then exit, right? Keep doing that, so that you can generate good profits. So right now I was waiting for some kind of a breakout. I mean, I saw the breakout coming in um, GM Breweries, right? GM Breweries was on my radar, right? I'm just sitting with certain quantity written here to be so that I can buy it. So I'm just waiting for it to just cool down a little bit, come here, and RSI should take a support, and then that's where I'm going to take an entry. So I play a lot with RSI, how it's taking, does it take a support, does it take a resistance, does it bounce back up from a particular level? All that gives me a lot of insight. This is a momentum indicator, so it gives me a lot of you know um, information about the stocks movement. So I'm right now waiting for, of course, I missed this momentum, like I missed this momentum because the moment I could punch, I saw suddenly the price jumping, and I said, forget it now. I'm not going to enter at such high price. So that is why you see 88, like I was thinking to enter at 880. Then I said, no, I'm not going to enter into such a high price, because I would now like it to cool down, let the RSI come down, let the RSI take a support on 60 and bounce back from here. And if that happens, then only I will enter. That was my mindset about GM Breweries. So this portfolio, this place of mine is basically for positional stocks only. I only trade in this is in this particular platform, this portfolio, only positional trades. So see here, this is APL Limited, right? So see here, beautiful breakout. At this point, RSI went above 60, and how the stock went up. It's a pretty decent movement for a few days. From 426, it went up to 439, right? 100 points, 25% return. What else do you want? Guys, sit down in the evening and see where is the breakout coming. And I really like somebody on YouTube only says that you spend so much of time on social media, spend time here. Sit down in the evening and filter out your stocks. Keep some good stocks in your, in your mind, and keep scanning them. Keep the time frame 1 hour or 1 day or 30 minutes, whatever you feel comfortable, and enter into them. Whenever there's a breakout coming, enter into them. And who can stop you from getting good money in the market? Tell me. So what I'm trying to tell you, I'm showing you live. This is live. Somebody asked me, show the live. I'm showing you live. Look at it. This is live example in front of your eyes right now. But I'm telling you and I'm warning you that this is just not one parameter. I see many, many other parameters. So don't just believe that, in intraday, if you will take RSI, that will support you. I have taken many other parameters in account, and that is how I'm showing you. I knew that the breakout is coming. The members in my webinar knows that I have talked about this long back. I talked about it somewhere here when the stock was here, that please keep, I can show you somewhere. Just a sec. I'll show you. See here, I have sent it on my rockers. On the rockers, I have sent this. Keep NTPC 160 call on radar, stock on holding itself for last 1.5 hours. Enter call, NTPC call currently at 2.2, right? So I knew, I have combined a lot of factors, then only I have talked about this stock, right? So you see here, what I was waiting for is this RSI crossover after all those other factors. So see, you can see in front of your eyes, this is how stocks perform once they cross RSI, right? So I hope somebody has written in my YouTube channel that please show live. Let me just take up your comments, what you were writing. So let me just take up your comments. So somebody has asked me, hi ma'am, suppose take SIPLA 1 day graph, RSI 65. When we check 15 minutes graph, RSI is going down. So see, if you are doing intraday, then you have to look into 15 minutes, forget about 1 day, right? But when you are trading, when you want to have when you want to invest for a longer duration, then you have to look into 1 day time frame. So don't get confused. You don't need to, 1 day and intraday is absolutely different. So which one should I consider? So I told you, in case you are doing intraday trading, you don't need to look for 1 day. Forget about 1 day, because intraday means for that very instant, like your trade is going to be 15 minutes, 20 minutes trade, or maybe half an hour, or maybe it'll go on for 2-3 hours. So you got nothing to do with 1 day time frame. Then okay, so stop loss in such cases will be depending upon, let's say NTPC only, what will be our stop loss? The bottom here is going to be our stop loss, right? The price rejection from where the stock has taken time and again price rejection, that will be our stop loss. This will be my stop loss, right? So about 158, entry will be somewhere here at about 0.5 rupees ka 0.5 rupees or 50 paisa will be your stop loss, or maximum 1 rupee can be your stop loss, right? And then the next question, somebody said that, ma'am, how can I hold the profitable trade in intraday? Do not use trailing stop loss, right? That means the moment you are in a profitable zone, put your stop loss just at your cost, right? So that, and then as your profit keeps, and I would say go for the bracket order. Zerodha gives you, Zerodha is becoming very bad nowadays, but still, I hope others also start giving bracket order or the box order, because if we get the bracket order and the box order, then at least you can have the trailing stop loss. In case you don't have the trailing stop loss, you can use it manually. Keep shifting your position every time, as your profit goes up, keep shifting your stop loss upward and upward. A few days back I made a video and I showed how I was moving my target also continuously. Okay, so Ashish, this is live trade for you. Hope this satisfies you. And then Jayanta Barua says, ma'am, please make a video on moving averages. I've made plenty, I've made plenty videos. I didn't make one or two. I've made, all my videos from 1 to 50. Like when I started making video number 1 till video number 50 is all about, moving averages. So I already have it. Just go back and see my library. You will be able to find everything about it, about the moving averages, right? So what I'm trying to tell you again here, just master one indicator, you will get a lot of beneficial trades, right? But Ashish, what I'm telling you, this is for you, the live trade, but this live trade is just not based on one factor, as I'm telling you, right? Because RSI combined with many other things. That is what I'm giving you here. But I'm saying, if forget about everything intraday, you need to combine a lot of factors. But when you want to do an investment for a long duration, use this method. It's very simple. It's very simple, and it's very profitable. I've shown you. You pick up any stock. You can pick up any stock. It could be a stock on futures, and then you want to trade in, you want to invest in that. Even it's going to work it over there as well. Let's look into idea, or maybe let's look into something very volatile. Let's look into Sun TV, right? Sun TV, Sun Pharma, these I consider as very volatile. See, again, it's exactly same thing is happening here. Look at Sun TV. RSI is heading up, and even this is heading up, right? RSI, you can see now, they just crossed 60, and see, look at this beautiful movement. This is all live for you. There is no, it's not that I'm doing something in the past, right? See here, this point and this movement, right? You can see that. So I can even suggest you one thing. What you can do, if you want, if you're an intraday player, just master one stock or two stock or three stocks, and just monitor it and keep trading in them, and see how they behave with RSI. I'm sure you will be able to find your own research on them, and you will be able to create good trades out of it, right? So remember, my time frame is always 15 minutes. I don't rely on 5 minutes. Many people do it in 5 minutes, but for me, time frame is always 15 minutes. You can have your own research, and you can decide based on that. Like I just showed you, Sun TV also had a breakout. Just a minute before, a few minutes back, the RSI has gone above 60, and it's heading up, right? Let's look into, I have filtered out another stock, this is Thomas Cook, right? This is an equity stock. Let's go to the little higher time frame. So the buying had come yesterday, right? Buying had come 2 days back, right? This is where the buying had come when the RSI went above 60, and look at the beautiful run up, right? Just pick up good stocks. Just, as I told you, I wonder why people lose money in equity. Money, I can understand people losing money in intraday. That I can understand, because you play a lot with emotions, you play a lot with various other things. But how can you know lose money in equity? Just pick up good fundamentally strong stocks. Just don't listen to anybody. That's one information, or one advice I would like to give, that don't believe anybody and don't take anybody's advice. I remember talking to somebody, he was under a lot of pain, and he has bought, I don't know which stock, I forgot. I think Vakrangi. Yeah, I remember Vakrangi. So he's picked up Vakrangi, and on somebody's, let me just see where is Vakrangi, because, and the stock was in the downfall, and this guy had bought it at about, let me just remember, I think somewhere 200 something, or no, it was at 260. He bought it at 400 something. So look at Vakrangi. This is 1 hour. And in you look at it here somewhere 460 he had bought. And I said, you have bought it at the peak, and look at where it stands today. This is at 43. So he said, one of my friend has advised me, or 2-3 people who work together, they have advised. I said, if you listen to someone else about your money, then that choice you will have to make, and look at the vertical fall the stock has had. The stock has had vertical fall. Look at from 10% cost, 400 something to 43 rupees, right? Just it's left 90% decline in the value of this stock, right? So your basis has to be clear even when you want to enter, exiting. See, when you enter in a stock, remember one thing, your exiting policy has to be in place, right? Your trade can go wrong any day, anytime, right? But your exiting policy has to be in place. See, here one could have exited because RSI, this is 1 hour time frame, and exit here, right here, when the RSI has gone below 40. So 464, even if you bought it at 460 or for something, sorry, you can exit, take some pain, doesn't matter. I was suggesting another person, that it doesn't matter, sometime book losses. It's okay. Why? Because um, you are sitting in the market. Market can go up and market can go down anytime. Your trades can go wrong, your analysis can go wrong, but have the what do you say, courage to exit bad trades. Have the courage to exit the bad trades, right? If you don't have the courage, then you will continue incurring more and more losses, right? So this is a live trade for you guys. Hope I'm making sense. One more thing I want to tell you before I close, which is overbought and oversold zones, right? So for us, the you can see here, if a stock in one day is trading around 80 or see somewhere here, somewhere around 70, above 70 is overbought zone, right? That means the stock may have an opportunity to fall. See here, this stock, whichever it is, NTPC, here is at overbought, about around 70, and you can see at this point only it started falling down, right? Similarly, when it comes to 20, 22, 20, if you get something at 20 or below, sometimes stocks even reach to 12. Good stocks I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Wakrangi. Like Wakrangi must be, I don't know where will it be. So see here, it's RSI is at RSI 13. Doesn't simply mean that you have an opportunity to buy, right? I will not buy into it. I will not buy into this. I will not buy into Gitanjali. I will not buy any scam driven company, right? So I will stay out of it. I'm not going to enter into this stock. So but still, if you find a very good stock on a very good support, that means if their RSI is up below 30, below, I mean, I say a bracket of about 15 to 25 is a very, very good bracket, but there are ways to enter into that stock. And similarly, if a stock is closer to 80, cross 70 and close to 80, remain very cautious. There could be a profit booking that may come in. So see here, this is a very, very when you say a sharp turn in the RSI, that's an indication that the stock is planning to come down, and it did come down, right? A sharp turn in RSI indicates either way. If it is going up then also, and if it is coming down then also, you have to keep it on your radar that either way it will give you, it will give you, if it is turning, in the overbought zone, if it is turning sharply, that means the selling is coming, and if oversold zone, if it's turning sharply, means a buying is going to be coming, right? So remember these rules for RSI, right? So hope I could elaborate upon and answer your few of the questions. So I've shown you two stocks live. One is this NTPC, the other is Sun TV. Sun TV, here you can see it's in 15 minutes, it's heading up, right? But there is a resistance out here. If it crosses this with volumes, then it may further head up. Otherwise, it may take resistance and come down. But definitely this was a trade from at least, from 913 till 919, which is quite a lot. The lot size, I believe, is how much? 1,000, 6,000 rupees. You get it. It's not, small amount for intraday. All right. So this is what I want to, with this, I'm going to conclude my today's, talk about RSI. And I've shown you live as well what happens when the stock picks up momentum, right? And when the RSI goes, it definitely picks up momentum. Fine. So take care, guys. Do well and trade well. And if you want to learn, I'm always there, right? Take care. Bye bye. You can visit my website, you can go to my channel, and you can go to my video library and watch videos from 1 to 50, right? You can go here and watch all the videos from 1 to 50. They'll talk about moving averages, it'll talk about all my setup, and it's going to give you a lot of I mean, I have really done a lot of work for my channel, so you can just a lot of research, and with this I'm giving you few more insights. I've talked about RSI earlier also, but again I'm giving you more. So take care. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, end of the week. Bye bye. Take care.